Wednesday comes, bright and gay, I'll be on the ball today. On the field, think of you. Trainer says no love tonight. Alright. Alright.
Football crazy, yeah. Guess I'm just football mad. Names let go now, boy. Give the ball for me. Don't wanna miss my chance. Here she comes, just look. Nice and easy go.
Yes, I'm the best.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, as always, Frank Tricomi, head coach, assistant coach. Hold on, I got the list. What else are you doing? Refereeing. All right,
I
Frankie.
don't know what other titles.
What's going on, Frank?
Nothing much. Always a pleasure to be here, obviously. Big things and doings going on.
Right
For the
back
show
at it.
lately. Yeah.
Weren't we here just, what was it, a minute ago?
Yeah,
Like a
that's
minute.
what it feels like.
And we were here
what
Friday
it feels
night
like.
for a real special. I think we'll just kick off the show with a couple things. First, if anyone's looking to get on the show, you could contact me through, I guess, through the show, CTV here. Also, you could Facebook, Solo Bodies at Facebook. Email gaproducts@aol.com. That's if you want to get on. If you're a coach, you're a soccer player, a referee, or just a fan, even a fan of the game, this beautiful game. Contact us. We'd love to have you on. That being said, Frank, we're going to recap our last show, which was this past Friday. It wasn't live. It was a special that we did on Silver Lake Adriatic U15 boys travel team. We're just going to recap that show, and then we'll go from there. Just a few minutes ago, their manager, Vinny DiCicco,
Yes.
stopped by and presented us with this soccer ball, signed soccer ball from all the players of the team. And I thought it was a great gift, and I want to thank everyone from the Silver Lake Adriatic soccer team for the ball. Thank you, guys. I hope you guys had a great time on Friday night.
Absolutely. Again, thank you. We really appreciated having you guys on. I got to say, it was one of the most exciting shows to be a part of yet to date. And really good experience for us and for them.
This is, Frank, this is our 32nd show. What are we doing this now for a year, and it's over a year, right?
Couple of years.
2 years. Okay, so it's 2 years, and this past Friday, I have to agree with you, the best show to date. And, once again, I want to thank Silver Lake Adriatic, and good luck, guys, the rest of the way here. And we're definitely going to have a follow-up show with you guys, all right? And we can have a couple of you guys in on this live show if you like, or we could just do that repeat in Studio A. All right, that being said, and we have a phone number on the screen there. I believe, we do have a caller. All right, caller, you're on Staten Island Soccer Report. Hello,
Hello,
call.
John?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Thomas DeSico from the Silver Lake soccer team,
Hey,
U15.
How you doing, Thomas? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, not bad. How's things going?
Yeah, it's doing good.
How's that knee coming along?
Yeah, I'm still doing physical therapy for the
Right.
next, 10 months.
Okay, I want to thank you for the soccer ball.
No problem.
It was a great gift. I'm very, very
Thank
happy.
you, guys.
Okay, so what's going on? Any news you can add? Anything new happening with the team?
Well, we just played our last State Cup game this past weekend, and there was a little issue back and forth, so we have to play one more game next week. And then after that, we'll decide if we move on.
So what do you mean by issue? What happened? Do you want to
Like the time, the referees were supposed to give us an extra 10 minutes, and there wasn't, so there was a debate, and now it's in the state's hands.
Wow. So what, an extra 10 minutes, what, before the game?
It was tied originally. Then we had to go to overtime.
Okay.
And then that's when the issue was. So I don't really know what the final decision is right now, so it's kind of complicated.
So what you guys play? 60 minute, 65? How long are the games?
40-minute halves plus injury time.
Right.
And then we had to go into overtime since it was tied.
Wow. So how long is the overtime?
It's supposed to be 15 minutes, but instead the refs put 10 minutes. That's where the issue was.
Oh, okay. So what was the outcome of the game?
The outcome was 2-1, the other team,
The other
FC
team.
Razors.
So you
They're from
guys,
Westchester.
all right, and you guys are arguing. You know what? That's going to be a tough one for you guys. Hopefully it's in your favor, obviously. But if the referee made it 2 10-minute overtime periods, there had to be a reason. Did you guys find out what the reason was?
I think he wasn't
Weather?
familiar with the new rules of the state cup and our age.
Okay.
He just did 10 because I'm not sure why.
Really? Well, again, I hope it. I don't know if. I hope it's in your favor, but we'll see. But you got to play them again. You said, right?
Well, we have to play another one because it's a group stage, and if we win that, then we're going to have to play them again because then it will matter.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to the next game. Where was that game? Where was that game played?
The one that just passed
Right.
was in Westchester.
Okay. And where's it?
The FC Somer Razors.
Okay. Never heard of them. But when's the next one? Where's that being played?
The next one is at Owl Hollow this weekend.
Really?
Yes.
What time? What day?
This Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Sunday, 12 noon. All right. If I'm not doing anything, I'll probably come by. I definitely will.
Yep.
I'm refereeing a game this weekend at Owl Hollow, but that's the rec league, so I'll be
Do
there.
you do any travel games?
Not yet. I'm working my way up to the travel. Like last season, I did a couple of exhibition travel games, so we'll see. I'm in no rush, I'm enjoying it. The rec level is not as crazy as the travel. The travel team with the coaches and stuff. You got to deal with the nut job coaches and stuff. So.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right. So anything else you got? Anything else you want to add?
Nothing really.
We're gonna, the show is on. I was just talking to your dad. It's on. It's show every Monday.
Okay.
It's on at 7:30 on channel 35 or 79, depending on if you have Fios or Time Warner. But we do go live twice a month. The first Tuesday and the third Tuesday of the month, we go live at 8:30. So,
Okay, thank you.
you and your teammates are definitely welcome to call or even come on this show. I can't have the whole team in this show because the room is a lot smaller. But I can have like 1 or 2 guys come in if you guys want to. Your call. All right,
Yeah,
Thomas.
Thank you. We all like the experience about it.
Good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you soon, Tommy.
See you
All right.
soon.
Take care.
Have a good night.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, there you go. You start the show off with Silver Lake Adriatic, and then you have one of the captains, right,
Yes.
from the team calling in. And again, great experience. I loved every second of it. Man, I tell you, it went by quick. It's like 3 hours of preparation. It's like the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks of hype for the Super Bowl, and then the game goes right by. Same kind of concept here. Anything you want to add to the Silver Lake before we pretty much move on to the next chapter here?
I mean, again, I can't say how much fun it was. It was hosting them on the show. Really different experience in a much larger studio, and thankful for their time. And it seems like they enjoyed it just as much as we did. Also, we did post the show that we did on YouTube. If anyone's interested in going onto YouTube and viewing it, it's getting hits like crazy. It really is for like the 3rd, 4th day that it's up. Yeah, I noticed.
Over 200 hits. And, speaking of YouTube, the shows are usually put on, and we're getting really fans all around the world are seeing the shows. We got Italy, Canada, so we're getting, people comments on the show from just about everywhere. And, the sky is the limit. I promised everyone out there that this year was going to be bigger and better, and so far we're holding up to that.
Yeah.
All right, Frankie. So let's get down to business. I know there's a lot of soccer going on. We got some games going on tomorrow. We got the United States playing Mexico in a friendly. I'll speak about that right off the bat because I heard today that both sides, like the club teams, were not releasing players to go play in this friendly. Mainly because, now don't forget, let's not forget the club, they own your rights. They have to release you to go play for your national team. And it's their choice. Most of the times, I think clubs do release. But in this case today, I heard that I think Beasley wasn't released by his club team. And I think the reason is because they're struggling and they need him to play for the club team. To me, it's just like, it's a tough one to call. It's really a tough call to make there because, if I'm the owner of the club team, you're playing for me, and I'm struggling. I need to win games because we're going to get, sent down to a lower division maybe and, renegated. I got to have you.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tough call, but.
I'm going to equate that, I guess, a little bit to an experience that I've, I guess, witnessed. I can't say firsthand, but I guess second or third hand with baseball. I'm going to equate it like this. How it's kind of like a player playing in the minor leagues, going to win the division, right?
Right.
Would you rather win, if you're that player, would you rather win in the minor leagues or be sent up to the majors at the end of the season?
Me personally, speaking for myself, if I played, say, for I'm just name or a New York team, right? If I played for New York and the U.S. was calling me, I'd want to go. Playing for my country is like the highest. It's the highest you could go.
You want to, on a personal level, I would think that the goal is to go as high as you can.
Yeah.
Not to take anything away from the team that you're currently on.
Right.
But
no, you're not taking none away. But you're playing for your country. Once you put that jersey on that's got your country's logo on it, I mean, it's a different level.
It
makes you feel.
like, to a lesser degree, how a lot of these players refuse. Again, and I know I'm kind of getting off on different sports now, but to a lesser degree, it's kind of like players refusing to go to the All-Star game.
Right.
You should want to be, not that it's a higher level,
right?
But you should want to be representing your conference, your division, your league.
On the flip side, now you sign a contract to play for me. I own your rights. Now it's my call if I want to let you go or not.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you won't hear much of it, thankfully. But in this case, all right, we're getting a signal. We got another call. Welcome to Staten Island Soccer Report, caller.
Hi, Dad.
Oh.
Hi, Dad.
Hello. Is this? Do you have a question for us here?
Yes. I have a question.
What's the question?
Who's the April Fool?
Who's the April Fool? I guess it depends who you talk to.
I think he's on the other side of the glass.
I'm getting a fist bump
Well,
high in
in school, I had a tissue. I got a tissue, and then I colored it red to make believe my nose was bleeding.
the air. So I guess maybe your classmates were the April Fools.
All right. Marie, since we got you on, how's soccer going?
Good.
When was your practice? You recently? Or you got one tomorrow?
Yeah.
Last Wednesday.
You got one.
No,
That's
the
it?
Starlet's wrapped up.
Okay, we're going to get into that
indoor
soon.
practices,
Yeah, we're going to get into...
We're going outdoors now.
Okay. All right, so you're looking forward to the season, Marie?
Yeah.
Have you set any goals for this season coming up?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's one thing after this testing is done with the schools, Friday, come up with a goal.
Okay.
All right, Marie.
All right, thanks for calling, Marie.
Huh?
Hello?
All right.
All right,
She's still
thanks for calling, guys. Ryan.
All right.
Thank you.
that
was
was-
a signal.
That was
Unfortunately, we got to do that sometimes.
Marie from the Starlets. All right. We're getting back to, unfortunately, I think we can wrap up on that, and then we'll get into the league because this is what we're really about here, stuff that's going on the island. So we'll touch up on that. There's really not much with the rec, with Staten Island Soccer League yet. I mean, the season started for the U12, 13, and 14, I think, or 13 and 14.
Yes. That was March 23rd.
They started a couple,
For the U13s and the U14s. U12 will be starting on time. On time being this Saturday, April 5th. Unfortunately, anything below U12 will be pushed back to April 25th, I believe it is. April 25th to 26th.
20,
The weekend preceding Easter.
Yep.
No, succeeding Easter.
Yeah, the weekend following Easter, which, again,
Unfortunately,
it's a long wait. These kids want to get back into it, and we'll
from
have
the
to
way
wait.
I hear it, there was an issue with Miller Field. Not sure what the specifics are on that. Hopefully, we'll find out soon.
Well, you know what? If anyone is really out there from the league and stuff that could call up tonight, hopefully give us some input. And I think Staten Island wants to know what's going on. If there's any issues, there might not be any. So
Well,
maybe they could call up tonight and give us some input on that.
It was kind of odd that what I heard through the grapevine was that the permits to start practicing didn't start at Miller Field till that weekend.
All right,
And where were you gonna practice?
well,
3
that's
weeks before?
that's the league's decision to. But
so-
if there's any issue with the field, maybe there's something. Anyhow, it would be nice to just have someone from the league call up every 2 weeks that we're on live and
Yeah.
give us some updates. So we have to try and make some contact with that. Maybe we could do that. That's another thing we're gonna try and get done. Have a regular caller. Since we are reporting, soccer from the island and afar, we should have somebody from the league, and that would be nice.
It would be.
And they don't have to come down here. They could just simply make a phone call and let the rest of the island know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any events coming up and so on and so forth. So we'll definitely, I'm trying to get that done for the next live show, which will be on the 15th.
Unfortunately, all this, when I take a look at the calendar, being that we're starting so late, there's almost no margin for error. If you play an 8-game season, there's basically 8 weekends till the end of June,
Well,
excluding Memorial Day. So if something were to happen one weekend,
what's going to happen is
Yeah.
I'll give you the answer for that, and I'm pretty sure that they'll back me up on this. You can have a rain out 2-3 weekends if you want.
yeah.
You'll play games during the week. You'll play
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Well,
Thursday.
the problem is there enough
You'll-
field space?
You're going to
do that?
reschedule. You're going to have to
Yeah.
reschedule games. They'll be during the week. That's probably what they would think.
Yeah.
I mean, look, whenever they start it, it's fine.
The spring season's obviously a little bit easier to maneuver.
It just takes forever to come back.
The
It feels-
fall season is,
Yeah.
terrible because the daylight,
Yeah, the
and
daylight.
the cold weather, and just
The thing with this is it takes forever coming off the winter. Like you feel like it's
Yeah.
never gonna get here. The season's never gonna start. So, obviously going at the end of June and then starting right back up again in August, practicing at least. It's right. It's like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, it turns out to be what, like.
But
6
yeah,
weeks or something.
We'll try and get somebody. I have someone in mind. Hopefully, I'm going to ask. Maybe they could be like a regular caller.
Okay.
We'll work on that, and this way,
Yeah, again, even if they can't
and I
make
don't
it
think.
down,
I mean, at least I don't think it would be a bad thing for the league to get some information out through the show.
yeah.
I'm sure they'd probably like that. So, I guess anything else with going on the island as far as I think everyone's practicing.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously the
unfortunately-
travel team's been playing already.
Yeah,
They start. They have
obviously.
they're on a different schedule altogether.
But unfortunately, there was a significant amount of rain this weekend.
Yeah.
So for anyone who is hoping to continue
Right.
or start practice outdoors, I know both of my U8 practices on Friday evening and Saturday morning were both scratched.
Washed out, you mean?
Yeah, due to the
So
rain.
wash out.
Unfortunately, I did call them early just because, what's the sense if you see that much rain coming?
You know what?
it's
Friday
tough.
night wasn't bad. I think
It
Friday.
wasn't. I could have gotten it in.
Friday night, a lot of people canceled early, and I never liked doing that. I never liked, when I was coaching, never liked to cancel a practice early in the afternoon or morning because you never really know what the weather's going to be. And that's
It's
just
tough.
me.
It's tough because then at some point you reach where you pull into the parking lot and then you get a downpour. You try to wait it out.
Listen, I'll tell you this. If you're into it like I was when I was coaching, you don't cancel a practice unless if you schedule it for 4 o'clock and it's pouring at 4, then you cancel it. Obviously, you're not going to go to the field if it's pouring.
Yeah.
That's it. A drizzle.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we did go to the field sometimes when it was pouring.
A drizzle.
Only lightning.
A drizzle. You're going to be playing in it, so you
Yeah.
might as well get them used to. I mean, I'm not talking about the real little ones.
Hey,
yeah.
we've played even in some downpours too, from what I can remember.
Obviously, lightning. You got to get off the field. Obviously.
For whatever reason, it seems like they've been a little bit, meaning the league, they've been a little bit more strict with the rain. I remember playing in much worse.
Well,
few
lightning
years
and
back.
thunder. As a referee, you're told to get out of there.
Yeah.
You shut the game down right off the bat. Even if regular parent or coach hears thunder and lightning, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no sense of putting anyone in jeopardy, so you got to get out of there. So, speaking of refereeing, I finally got my first assignment for this coming weekend. So, I'll get right back into the mix of things here right away with, I think it's a U14.
Oh, yeah, the U14 game?
Yeah, and it's pretty big. That's, the big time.
Now, where's that Owl Howl, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's the only
field that's open.
The only
right
field
now,
that's
right?
open right now, so yeah. So I'll get into the mix of things as far as refereeing, and we'll take it from there. We'll hopefully have a good morning, and we'll see what else is doing. I think that's about it. I think as far as Staten Island soccer, right?
Yeah.
There's really nothing else going on.
It's kind of,
I think we're gonna have to just do most of this show on the big time.
Yeah.
We can move right along. What's going on here in professional sports. We could put this paper behind. No, I'm just going to get right into things. And this is, I think, the first time that we're going to go through the Premier League standings, Frank.
I know that.
And you
that's
know
your
something?
favorite league.
It's really not. This is probably the reason why I never mentioned it. But you know what? It's soccer anyway. It's reporting. It's about reporting the game. And, looking at the Premier League standings, and Liverpool is in first place. It's a tight. It looks like it's a 4-team race here: Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. That goes to show you that this. Well, no, I'm not going to say the whole league is more competitive, but there's a lot more teams in it still this late in the season than there is in maybe in other leagues. And we're going to go over the Italian league and also the Spanish league. So. It's not my, they don't play like my style of soccer, really, because they play, there's a lot more scoring in this league than there is in the Italian league, obviously.
And that's what obviously makes it more attractive.
Right, and
to people.
I think, don't call me, but if I'm wrong, maybe someone could call up and tell me. I think they're the best league in the world right now, I think. Not my I wouldn't choose them to be the best in the league. I wouldn't even choose the Italian league to be the best in the league.
You know what? It's just the way that the world is right now.
Yeah.
Everything is offense. Look at any other sport. The offense is
especially in this country.
The
NBC network took over. Like, they're showing a lot of these Premier League games. Why? Because the offense. You're right. And that's the only. They won't never dare go to Italy and tape. Broadcast those games because you get 1-0 games pretty much the whole. So.
And it's just so much. To me, a defensive game is just so much more exciting.
Yeah.
Because if a team goes up 1-0, it's very hard to get one goal.
The challenge is, you're going to need two.
Well,
If
to
you want to win,
yeah.
if you want to win, you're going to need 2, and that's
know,
almost unheard of.
Whereas if a team goes up 3-0 in, let's say, a Premier League game, there's a good chance that it could wind up tied.
3-0. I think I've always said this thing. We're going to go back. We'll take a timeout from this. When we used to coach, right, and this is, we're not talking professionals. I've always said a 3-0 lead at any level, you got to seal that game. You
Yes.
cannot lose it. And I think Silver Lake, we were talking about that on Friday.
Yeah.
They blew a 3-0 lead in one of their games, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't call me. I don't know
Yes, I
what
believe they did.
if it was a tournament game or something. But yeah, that's really, it's got to be devastating. 3-0 in soccer. I don't care what point in the game it is. If it's 10 minutes in or 10 minutes left, you got to win that game.
Because the way that I see a 3-goal lead with anything involving soccer is 1 goal could be an accident, because anybody could have an accident.
All right.
1 goal could be skill.
Yeah.
But where's that 3rd goal come from? From the team that's behind.
Yeah.
So if you get lucky once
Yeah.
and your team is really keeping the ball,
Possession. Yeah. It's tough, but it happens.
Yeah,
It happens.
Unfortunately, it does.
I think it happens a lot more in the Premier League than it would anywhere else.
Yeah.
The Spanish league, La Liga, and Serie A, they're like similar.
Okay.
The Spanish league and the Italian league, they play similar styles, which possession. They want to possess the ball. And that's why Spain is they pretty much played what Italy's game But those 2 leagues, I think, mirror each other. But this league here, you'll see 4-1, 5-1, 4-3. You'll see those high-scoring games in this. And Man City could fall down 2-0, and they could probably come back and win.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's maybe this league just doesn't have defensive players.
Well,
The systems, it could be systems, it could be players. I think they're all offensive-minded, maybe. That's
Yeah.
just my guess. So the Premier League, just to wrap up, we'll mention, Manchester United was one of those, powerhouse teams for years, right? They're sitting pretty at number 7, if you want to call it sitting pretty.
yeah.
54 points, okay? And the top spot, Liverpool's got 71, so there's no chance of them coming back, that's for sure. So we got Arsenal 64, 67 with Man City, Chelsea 69. That's going to be a nice finish. I guess if you're any one of these fans, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, you're probably excited for the next couple of months to wrap up this season, and then going right into the World Cup. So that being said, the Premier League, don't really know too many of these clubs there, except for the ones I just mentioned. But definitely an offensive league, I think, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, feel free to call up and tell me otherwise. Today we had a couple of games, Frank. I'll stick with this Champions League because I think there's at least two that I see, 2 teams from the Premier League still alive in the Champions League. We had 2 games today, Frank. Manchester United, they drew 1-1 with Bayern Munich, which is a little bit of a surprise because Bayern Munich, they're from the German league, which I didn't print out a standings from, which I need to get. They're a pretty good team also. I'm surprised that Manchester tied that game today, 1-1. So that was the first leg. I guess they'll play another game, and I guess the winner of that will move on, okay, because they play home and home. The second game today was Barcelona and Atletico, if I'm not saying that right, Madrid. Another 1-1 tie. So, hey, here you go. I think also, even with these Premier League teams, now don't forget, this is the cream of the crop here. The Champions League is the best of the best.
Yeah.
In this Premier League season, you could probably score 4 or 5 goals. Score at will if you need be. But when you're playing the best of the best, as you can see today, 2 games, you got 1-1 draws on both. So the goal scoring will drop down. You're playing the better defensive teams, right? You're not playing it within your league here now. Now you're playing against and the Germans. Germans play defense. The Germans are another possession team. Okay, Italy, Spain, Germany, maybe even France when they were good back in 06. Okay, possession type teams. So 2 games. We got 2 more games tomorrow. Chelsea's on tomorrow. Real Madrid. I think those 2 teams will get wins tomorrow for their first leg games. All right. That being said, the Champions League, I really, I lost interest in it because my teams that I follow, you got Juventus and also with AC Milan were knocked out of this Champions League. So pretty much lost interest personally myself. What do we got going on? I know last night I was watching just to go right to the World Cup. We're not going to talk the men's World Cup, but the women's U17 World Cup is going on right now. And I was watching last night. It's Italy's first appearance in this U17 World Cup. They were 2-1 in the group stage. End up playing Ghana in the first round. Beat them on penalty kicks. Beat Ghana on penalty kicks. I believe it was 3-2. Let me back up. They had a 2-0 lead in that game. They ended up coming back to tie the game. I thought that usually that devastates a team.
Yeah.
And they scored a goal late. They scored a goal right before the game was gonna end. And I didn't notice it, but at the U17 World Cup, there's no overtime.
Oh, really?
If you're tied at the end of regulation, they go right to penalty kicks, which I don't like.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why they do it. I don't know what it is. So you're tied. Italy was tied. They end up winning a game on penalty kicks, which, if you know the history of the Italians, we rarely don't do well. Although 2006 we did win the World Cup on penalty kick. But anyhow, the girls pulled it out. They end up winning the game on penalty kicks. Okay, bounced themselves into the semifinals against Spain. And for whatever reason, I don't think the Italians at any level right now want to play Spain. It's just one of those things where they got your number, I think.
Yeah.
So I won't get into what happened with the Italians and Spain from last night. I think you got the report sitting right there, and I'll let you take it away right from here, Frankie.
Okay.
U17 World Cup, Italy, Spain, from Costa Rica.
It looks like 2 second-half penalties lifted Spain to a 2-0 win over Italy.
And let me just, I'll interrupt as you're going in, and not interrupt, but I want to just, the game, Frank, at halftime was 0-0. And like you just said, a penalty kick, it was, and really, I watched it. I watched the play. It wasn't she got the ball first. Now, if you're getting the ball and the play is second, I think it was a bad call. But again, you got to live with it. Penalty kick. Before that happened, I'm sorry, let's back up a little. I don't think it's in your notes there, but Italy did score a goal in the first half, and it was taken away for an offsides. So Italy is not only battling in this game Spain, but they're also battling the referee.
Yeah.
Now, when you got that going against you, forget it. You could forget winning this game. And I knew, you had that feeling after they went down 1-0. This is the second half. Nothing was going their way. They had a goal taken away. You got that bad call in my mind with the PK. And sure enough, Frankie, take it away.
Yeah, it says
The
over
rest is
here,
history.
you're right. It says Martina Piemonte had a goal ruled out due to an offside penalty midway through the half when she followed up a shot by Manuela Gugliano. Yeah.
Right.
A shot from the outside the penalty area. So again, you get a penalty working against you. It's never good to. Penalties are never a good thing. For your side anyway.
Again, when you get to the semifinals of any tournament, you got the best of the best going pretty much. You got the final 4 teams. Spain was like scoring goals in their group stage. I think they scored 7 goals against Don't quote me. One of the teams, they like 7-2 win, so they know how to score goals. Italy did a pretty good job of shutting them down, I think. And don't forget, again, back to where at the beginning, this is their first World Cup appearance for the U17 girls. To get to a semifinal game, and now they get a chance to come back and play a third place game. I think it is on Thursday, because Friday is the final, World Cup final, and we'll get into that in a second. It's still a good job for the women's side on Italian soccer, because for years they've been nothing. The women's side, they're really just horrible, you know, even at the older level. So, you know, these girls are going to be maturing and getting better. So hopefully for the Italian women's side, soccer could be back for them. Well, let's hope. What else you got there in that game?
Yeah, basically Italy had the better of the first half, and they didn't make the most of the limited opportunities. And Spain took the lead from the penalty shot within minutes of the restart. Sandra Hernandez converted her penalty after her free kick was deemed to be a handball by a defender in the wall, so she converted it. And Garcia hammered home the second penalty after Laura Dominguez was upended in the penalty area 9 minutes from full time. So,
you know, a heartbreaking loss. Again, if you're into that semifinal match, it's tough. It's tough to lose these games because you're so close. And now you gotta wait. You gotta wait 4 years to even get back. You gotta hope to get back to where, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately.
These games are tough. They're tough to handle. You know, when you get to this, even to the finals and losing the finals. So, all right. All right. So that being said, with the women, the Italian U17 women's team losing to Spain 2-0. You know, why I said that Spain has our number, because they've beaten the Italians recently in a friendly game. They beat the Italians in the finals in Brazil last year. They've beaten us in World Cup play. So they pretty much have our number right now. That's got to get turned around. We really need to turn that around. But we'll see. So just to wrap up on this U17, Friday's the World Cup final. Spain is going to be playing, from what I hear, and again, I don't know much about these teams because the U17 girls, Japan, and Japan's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing, you know, from what I'm reading on the internet and stuff, so it's going to be interesting to see. I have to pick. I'm going to pick Spain to ultimately win this whole tournament.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, but let's not. I'm not taking anything away from Japan, because, you know, we'll report this on the next show, who won the game. But I think Spain's going to squeak it out 2-1. 2-1 win for Spain and the Women's U17 World Cup. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got? Because we're going to go over this. Give me a prediction for the World Cup. U17 Women's.
Spain.
What's the score?
2-0 again.
Okay.
2-0 over Japan.
Now, you got the third place game, Venezuela versus Italy. Venezuela is another good team. They beat Italy in the group stage, which the game didn't really mean anything because both teams advanced through. I'm going to go with Venezuela in that game.
All
right. I'm going with Venezuela. I'm not a traitor. Brian LaPure on the other side of the glass calling me a traitor. So I'm going with the. All right, I'm going to go with the Italians, all right? I'll go with the Italians. Italy to win the third place game? Yeah?
2-7.
Well, I saw that Venezuela team looks really good. That's why. And, you know. All right, Italy to win the third place game. Frank?
2-0 Italy.
All right, we'll see if Frank's prediction is going to be right. Third place, Italy. 2-0?
Yeah.
2?
2-0.
2-0, third place.
Brian's giving us the signal. He's got the winner for the second place game.
Second place game?
Who's going to win the second place game, Brian?
So anyhow, let's close up the U17 World Cup, which I think is a good thing. You know, Costa Rica, from what I'm watching, the game last night was on ESPN3 on the internet, and the announcer was saying that for the most, the crowds really came out to see the girls play. Pretty much filled the stadiums up, at all the venues that they played in, so, which is a good thing around the world. So I tell you, this game, Frank. There really isn't another game, another sport that you could really say fans like it's a world game, all around, or everywhere in this planet. Okay,
Yeah.
people come out to see this game. Right?
Yeah.
So, can you say that for basketball? Can you say it for football? You can say it for a lot of the countries, but not all. I think in everywhere there's soccer.
Not in the volume.
Right.
You know, think about how big a soccer stadium is. And you
Right.
know,
Obviously,
you're not
with
talking
arenas.
about
Yeah.
15,000 people like a basketball game.
Well,
20,000 people.
you'll get like college stadiums, which can't seat a professional, but you've got this at every level. Big. It's big at every level. So.
You know, you're talking about, what, 80, 90,000 people.
Right. You know, that brings me to, I think, our next topic here. I think we're going to talk about one person by the name of, I believe you got him over here. What's his name, Dad? He just retired from the game.
Beckham?
Mr. Beckham. Oh,
Yeah,
right
Mr.
here he
Beckham,
is.
Yeah, we got him right over here.
You know, I think I like what he said, and I usually don't agree with this guy, but he wants to remove.
Do you
Oh.
agree with his wife?
Oh, his wife, yeah, of course. How could you not? How could you not? Yeah, but we're not. This is a family
Yeah,
show.
okay.
Let's not go with it.
Stick to soccer.
No, his wife. Oof.
We'll leave the Spice Girls out of it.
All right. Oh, the Spice Girls. Yeah. Posh. Give me the Spice Girls again. Give me the names. What do we got?
Ginger,
You
Posh,
got-
Sporty, Baby, and Scary.
Baby. Scary.
Scary how I know it.
Scary. Yeah.
And if I think really hard, if you give me 10 seconds, I could probably give you all their first names too.
All right.
Possibly their last. That's a little scary.
So getting back to Beckham, he really, I like what he's coming out and saying about getting rid of the salary cap. Frank, if you want to go over that, you got the report right there in front of you.
Yeah, it says that he wants the salary cap to be gone. Basically, he says that he wants to work towards that.
Yeah.
As a newly minted MLS franchise holder in Miami.
Okay.
He says that that's one of the things that he feels stops players from coming into the MLS.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. And you know what? If they did get rid of it, like he said, you know, hopefully maybe we'll get some better players and lend a little bit more credibility to the MLS.
Man, can you imagine if there was no salary cap? Boy, the players that they could draw to come here. I mean, that's what this league needs. They need top quality players. They really do. Get rid salary cap. Come on, man. Players in Europe are making the millionaires. You know, like baseball players. What's the cap on basketball? There's no cap on baseball, right? Baseball's sky's the limit. Basketball's got, but they still make good money, right?
Yeah.
What's the cap for per team? This is per team, right?
I don't think there is a. Is there a cap for
Basketball? No? Yeah, there is. I think
Yeah, I
there is.
think there
And there's a
is.
cap on hockey, but forget hockey. Basketball is one of these guys are making millions of dollars. They,
the top
if you're gonna
guy,
cap, at least make it high. That's how you're gonna attract people.
20 million at least for a top player. 25.
No, well, it's
you
per
know.
team. It's per team. Like, say your team,
I'm not sure what the cap is per team though.
all right, oh man, it's gotta be like 50, 60 million dollars.
It has to be,
that,
you
right?
know, for
So that's what you got to do. I think for the MLS, it might be like 20.
yeah, and
I think it's maybe less than that. I think it might be less than 20. You know, so who the hell? Why would you want to come here? You're getting paid the big bucks in
Wow.
in Europe or anywhere else
well,
around
let's
the world.
face it, without a cap, you know. the
Well,
United States
you know
is
what?
a great place to be.
After
for
second thought, you know what? You could cap it, but just raise it. How about that? Basketball
Fair
does
enough.
it. Basketball does it, and they're making big money.
Fair enough.
Ex LeBron James,
Yeah, exactly.
ex Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson.
And we got a salary cap check.
Yeah, I think Brian LaPierre, our director tonight, as always. The LaPierre report on Mondays.
A LaPierre report.
LaPierre, 6:30, Channel 34.
Yeah, their NBA has a salary cap.
What's the cap number on the NBA?
It's 58.7 million. The luxury tax
Wow.
is 71.7 million, and the salary cap on the floor is 52.8.
Okay, Brian, if you could get us the cap on the MLS, please. All right, you don't have to do it right now, but if you can, please, within the next 10 minutes before we go off. So, again, Frank, I think if they were to raise it maybe, just to make it attractive for people to come over, this league will be a lot better.
You know, basically, you know, in all this, the commissioner of the MLS, Don Garber, you know, he's saying he doesn't anticipate any of this happening. At least not right away. You know, who knows when the owners get together, obviously. But, you know, for right now,
Well,
it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, the commissioners works for the owners, right? In any sport, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So he can't really say or do anything about the cap. It's the owners that have to, the ones that are spending the money. So, look, if this league, is not gonna go bankrupt like leagues in the past, you need to get quality players.
Well, they're
over there.
saying they're operating in a deficit now.
Oh, so
You know,
there you go.
like any other, you know, everybody claims poverty too. So
You know, you got another team coming in. Miami, his team, Beckham's team, is not in yet.
no,
Believe they're coming in next season. So I don't know if I believe that much that they're, you know, playing.
Yeah.
They're in a negative. I don't know if I believe that. But anyhow, MLS, please get some quality players in here. There was talk of AC Milan's captain Kaká, which is Brazilian. There was talk of him coming down and playing here. But you know what? He's the captain of AC Milan. Why would you want to leave that, one of the top teams in the world, to come play in this league? And he's not done yet.
Yeah.
He's not young, but he's not over the hill. So, again, unless AC Milan has other plans for him and no one else picks him up in Europe, I wouldn't come here. You know, I come here when I'm pretty much done. Nobody wants me in Europe. And then you
Yeah.
come, you wash up. You come over here, you're like a star.
well, exactly.
You know, you ching ching, ching ching, like Beckham.
Exactly.
Look at Beckham, what'd he do? So, but anyway, that's you know, that was pretty good. Hopefully they'll do something with that cap and attract some players here.
31 million.
Okay.
31 million, so it's a little bit higher than we thought.
Yeah, we said 20.
Although each team can sign up to 3 designated players who could be paid beyond
Okay.
387,500 max.
So Brian's giving us an update that the salary cap in the MLS is $31 million per team.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's approximately half of what the NBA is. And let's not forget, how many more players are on a soccer team than a
Well,
basketball
soccer, you're looking at 25. What's basketball got?
team? 12.
There you go. There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
half the cap
Yeah.
with twice as many players. That's basically,
This
if
is.
you break it down, it's about a quarter.
You know, it's almost
You're
like
looking at it that way.
it's almost like if you're playing the MLS and like you're an American-born player, it's like almost like a part-time job.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be working somewhere else to
You
be
need to be working at the post office or
something, a supermarket or.
You know, it's funny. That's what I used to think that athletes did, because I couldn't comprehend that they had so much time off. And I used to ask, gee, what did they do during the off season?
You know, we wanted a league in this country. We got it, but you know, it's 20 years now that the league is around. It's 20 years, and the Red Bull have not yet won a title. They haven't won a title yet. For a big city, big market team, that's not good. It's bad, and they don't even have a big name player on that team.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Don't give me Henry, because I don't think he's a big name player. I never thought he was when they signed him. All right, he was probably a big name player back in his Chelsea days. Okay, he's a washed up player now. He doesn't even play. How many games is he injured this year? Look him up, Brian. And speaking of the Red Bull, since we're on the topic, they haven't won a game. 4 games into the season, I believe their record is 0-1 and 3 ties. They tied the last 3 games, I think, 1-1. So And you know me, I'm always going to get on them if they're not producing, if they're not winning games. Okay, so again, it all comes down to getting quality players. Let's move right along. We got about 8 minutes to go here. All right, my favorite soccer league in the world, Serie A. Right, Brian? Okay. Well, Frank, I tell you, this past weekend, Juventus, we're going to get, I mean, they've been in first place all year round. They pretty much cruised through this season. Juventus beating everybody but one team. And this team that I'm about to mention is a good friend of mine, Ludovico Masucci, all right? His team is Naples, and they beat Juventus twice. So I'm giving you a shout-out, Ludovico. Your team beat the top team in Italy, not once, but twice this year. And I believe they didn't give up a goal. If I'm not mistaken, the first game Napoli played Juventus was 3-0. And the second game, which was this past Sunday, it was 2-0. And this is the top team in Italy, okay? Sometimes that just happens. There's one team that you're not going to beat. You beat everybody else, and one team just has your number. You know, Napoli's got 64 points, and Juventus has 81. So there's almost a 20-point difference there. That's a lot. But they, for whatever reason, Napoli, they being Napoli, play, you know, they get up for those games when they play Juventus. And how could you not? They're like a national team. They got all big stars on that team. So just to wrap up here real quick with this Serie A, Juventus is going to win it. Roma, 10 points behind. I don't see them really making it any closer. You know, they might chisel the lead to maybe 7 points. Napoli's in third place. Fiorentina had a super year, you know, after the season they had last year, and they also lost their best player, which was Giuseppe Rossi. He led the league in goals until he got hurt. Inter Milan's hanging around number 5. Parma, number 6. Atlanta, 7. Lazio, 8. Hellas Verona, number 9. And Torino, number 10. Okay. Yeah. What's that again? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Brian just let me know about the Wi-Fi being back because it was down. But it's okay. Thank you for that, Brian. We're going to be wrapping up soon. So, Serie A, Juventus, you know, it's not new news that they're the best team in Italy. So, and you'll see half of that team on the Italian national team in Brazil. Let's see. What do we got? What else you got there, Frank? Skim right through this here.
The next story, I got it's a World Cup story.
Okay.
Over 2.5 million tickets already allocated to the fans.
All right.
The second period of sales closed with a total of over 300,000 tickets allocated, above the almost 350,000 available.
Okay.
Went primarily to Brazil, USA, Colombia, Australia, Argentina, and England.
So Americans actually bought World Cup tickets. I think Brian wants to give us an update here. Okay. Yeah. All right, Brian. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. He's just giving me the scoreboard here. He wants to give me. I'm going to give a baseball update. All right.
Baseball.
Let Frank finish up with this, and then we'll give you the baseball scores. Okay. If you don't mind, I'll hold on to this until we're done with the show.
Okay. Basically, 65% of Brazilians took the tickets so far. Obviously, they're the hosting country, with 35% to international fans.
Okay.
Again, Brazil is first, obviously, because they're the host with the allocation of tickets, followed by the U.S. with over 150,000. Australia, 40,000 and change.
Right.
England, 38,000, and Colombia rounding out the top 5 with 33,000 plus.
That's a good thing. I like to hear that the Americans are buying tickets to go out there. I'm really proud to hear that. Again, you know, we're gonna have a couple months here to really dig our feet into the World Cup because, man, I tell you, those 2 months are gonna be. We got 4 live shows to do. Possibly more if we put in the request for that during the World Cup time. So we'll see. if we could somehow swing an extra live show here and there during the World Cup. So that'll be interesting. All right. One more update here. We got the MLS. We didn't do the standings real quick. I just mentioned the Red Bull, you know,
Okay.
and how bad they're doing. So we got a couple minutes to do that, and then Brian handed me his mini here, and he wants me to go over some baseball scores because the Major League Baseball season started this past weekend, and we'll get into that the last couple minutes. All right, real quick with Major League Soccer, and there's probably a lot of fans out there, a lot of young ones also. It's not I'm not gonna, I'm glad we have a league, Frank. I'm glad there's a Major League Soccer in this country. Just want it to be better. That's all I ask for. I'm happy that we have a league, and we're gonna be getting another New York team next season. Okay, so you're gonna have a Miami team, and you're gonna have New York City. I think it's FC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I believe
So I mean, and it's growing, and that's what you want to see. You're getting more cities. Two teams in this.
Miami, Orlando.
Orlando's already in.
Miami's Beckham's team.
Yeah. Orlando. I'm sorry, Orlando's not in here. Not in yet. So we got Orlando coming in, we got Miami coming in, and we got the New York team coming in. So I'm glad it's growing. Just please get us some better players. Okay, real quick. MLS is 3 to 4. Actually, it's 4 weeks in. Some teams play 3, some play 4. But they're 4 weeks into the season. We're just going to go over the top teams in the East. Columbus, 3-0. 3-0-0. Perfect so far. Kansas City right behind them, 2-1-1. Houston is in third place, 2-0-1. The West, Dallas, 3-1. And then it drops down to Real Salt Lake at 2-2, Frank. Again, this league is gonna go. It's gonna go down to October, so there's plenty of time. And what's gonna hurt them this summer really is the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because you're taking the best players out. All right, real quick, I'm gonna give thanks to the callers tonight. We had Thomas from Silver Lake Adriatic call in, and we had also Marie from the Great Kills Scarlets call in. I want to thank both of them for the calls. Just remember, if you want to be part of this show, you can contact me on Solo Body at Facebook, gaproducts@aol.com. If you're a soccer player, a coach, a referee, or just a fan, and you want to be part of the show. Frank, something that we normally don't do, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We go to baseball or other sports. We're going to go right down the list here. I know Brian's anxious. He's a big baseball guy. I don't know why he's directing this show. He's not even a soccer guy. I don't know. What are we doing? Anyway, the Dodgers and the Padres. The Dodgers are up 3-2 in the 7th inning. Your update on the Rockies and the Marlins. The Marlins are up 4-3 in the 8th inning. Phillies and the Rangers are scoreless in the 5th. We got the Braves and the Brewers. Braves up 2-1, top 5. Toronto was supposed to be a good team this year, right? From what I'm hearing. They're up 4-0 on Tampa. And the Yankees, the big, bad Yankees. I think he's a Yankee fan. They're down 6-0 to the lonely Houston Astros. 6-0, top 7. So much for opening day for the big bad Yankees that they want to be still called the big bad Yankees. So they're down 6-0. Anyway, Frank, any last words? We got about a minute here to wrap up.
Again, always a pleasure, and
yeah, you're not going to be here for the next show because due to some conflicting reports I hear. So.
And previous obligations.
Obligations.
Yeah, that's what we'll leave it at.
You know what? I think we have a future soccer player that's been waiting out there that she wants to come on in and show her face. All right. You know what, Ariana? Why don't you make your way in here now, and then we'll have you take over the show. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Staten Island Soccer Report, and we'll see you soon.
Sunday morning, rain or shine, gotta make the game on time. All week long, gotta train, 'cause I'm better than the rest. Alright. Alright. Manchester